Hey everybody, it is Radley here with the Angel Tarot Show. So this week we have a super exciting topic that I'm very excited to share with you. But before we get to that, I do want to let you know that I have a small apology here. I am just coming off of a cold. It was not a horrible one, but it's not quite gone yet. So I may sound a little sniffly and a little scratchy. I will do the best that I can do the best I can to minimize the scratches and the sniffles, but they're probably going to happen. So I do apologize for that. So this week, coming to you from mindbodyspirit.fm, we are going to be talking about what the archangels have to say about every month for the rest of the year: September, October, November, and December. Now, we'll be doing that through the lens of two different decks. One, Archangel Power Tarot cards, and the other one, Angel Wisdom Tarot cards. Actually, they kind of match. I hadn't thought about that before, but they are the same color tones. Um, and so what I've done is, using Archangel Power Tarot cards, I have pulled from the major arcana a card for each month to represent an archangel that has a message for us for each month. And then I used Angel Wisdom Tarot cards the entirety of the deck in order to get a 3-card message from that archangel. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's look at September. So for September, the card that I pulled was the Magician, and with Archangel Raziel. So I like that. The Magician is a card about sort of like making magic and being very empowered to get done what we want to do. But the main point here is that it is Archangel Raziel. Raziel's name means the secrets of God. Raziel is an archangel that comes to us to help us to understand that which feels to us like it is ununderstandable. He is the archangel of dream interpretation, of past lives, but also the archangel that helps us to be able to analyze esoteric and very magical pieces of information about the universe at large. This indicates to me that since we have Raziel for the months of September, that there's going to be more than one bit of epiphany that shows up in our lives. Now, before I go any further, I will say, looking at all of the archangels for September, October, November, December, the rest of this year is pretty much epiphany after epiphany. We are definitely in a time of understanding that which we don't understand in order to be able to make our lives better. So the Magician is the card with Archangel Raziel. Now, the 3 cards that I pulled from Angel Wisdom Tarot card, curiously and interestingly, all came from the same suit. They come from the suit of fire. In traditional tarot, that is the suit of wands. And so that is the suit of passion, of creativity, of really being excited about things. But it is a mixed bag. The first card that we have is one that is 7 of Fire. And 7 of Fire is a card where we kind of feel like we're being a little bit attacked. In this image, we have a woman that's standing at the top of a hill, and all of these wands are being thrown at her that are just like being tossed at her, and she's standing there with her own wand trying to ward things off. The card says, stand up for yourself and your beliefs, have confidence, challenge those in power, but also choose your battles wisely. So I think that that's what the main thing that we're talking about here is: choosing our battles wisely, but also being in a space of being willing to defend what really matters and kind of walking away when it doesn't. Now, this is paired up with 2 very happy cards. 3 of Fire, aka 3 of Wands, which has this lovely woman that's standing at the end of a pier, and floating above her head is a beautiful sailing ship. It's literally floating in the sky. And there is a banner that comes across the sails of the ship that says opportunity. This is the name of the ship. It is Opportunity. And so what do we have? We have a desire to pick our battles when necessary, but to focus on our opportunities. So this can be a message with these 2 cards together that's basically saying, you've got some great opportunities here. You have some great stuff coming up. Why are you wasting your time and your energy on things that really just don't matter? And so that's sort of like the combination of those two cards. The third card is Four of Fire or Four of Wands. And this has a beautiful couple that are dancing inside ropes of yellow roses, and the yellow roses is where they're dancing and they're happy and joyful. There's a beautiful home behind them on the other side of a garden. And the card says, so much to celebrate. Send gratitude to the divine and the angels for the peace and prosperity coming to you, peace and contentment in your personal lives. So what do we have here? September is all about picking our battles very carefully, going after opportunities, especially with Three of Fire, if they are long-term opportunities. This is having a viewpoint for the long term, and Four of Fire being happy that we did, enjoying the aspects of our lives that are wonderful. So this reading is not only just about looking to the future, it's also about being in the now, in the here, in this moment, when you can be able to like be excited and love the things you do have while you're excited about the things that are coming in the future. For October, we have the moon, and on the moon card is Archangel Haniel. Archangel Haniel is this beautiful archangel whose purpose in our lives is to bring us, help us to be able to tune in to our intuitive gifts and our psychic abilities. That's one of the things, the main things that she's known. She's basically a sort of like an archangel goddess of the moon. The moon card in tarot does talk about, though, suddenly coming to see those things that we did not see before. It is the where our eyes have been hidden from truths or awarenesses, and suddenly we are awake to it. So once again, here's that theme that came from September about suddenly being aware of things that is still showing up here with Archangel Haniel. Now, the first card out of this is the balance card. So this is a card that talks about having a balance in your life, duh, but even more so, it talks about doing well working with others. It talks about working in groups, being willing to compromise, being in a space where you take your ideas and they blend them with someone else's ideas, and you have something that's even better. On this card, we have Archangel Zadkiel, and he is holding up two cups. And out of one cup are the colors that are the cold side of the rainbow. Out of the other cup are the warmer sides of the rainbow. And over his head, we have a full rainbow, indicating that whole element or energy of everything is better when we mix it together. The card says, blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary, successful compromise, the power of diversity, self-control, patience, and balance. Now, let's hold that card here for just a moment and pull the second card. Well, the next one is Three of Air. In a typical tarot, that would be Three of Swords. Oh, and I should say the balance card in traditional tarot is Temperance. So Three of Air. So this is the card of sorrow. That's the way I usually look at this card. We have Archangel Azrael and all of his beauty, consoling a young woman, holding her hand. It's behind them is a big glass window, and it is pouring down rain. It is definitely a very emotional card. And the card says, great sadness that will heal with time, letting go of the past, personal growth that comes from challenges, healing misunderstandings, being there for those in need. And then finally, our third card, I'm going to put all this together for you, I promise, is Knight of Water, otherwise known as Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and unfortunately fickle. And this card talks about falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair, a lack of balance in a relationship, situations or topics that make the heart flutter, a love of art and poetry. So this is someone that comes into your life, or it can be a topic, a subject that comes into your life, and it just literally sweeps you off your feet. All you can think about is, wow, this is amazing. It's hard to stay balanced in that kind of energy, especially if it is a relationship. So, what do we have? Well, we have the need to stay balanced, the need to heal old past wounds, and the need to be awake to anything that's going to sweep us off our feet. This indicates that October could be a rather emotional month. We might find ourselves trying to find the balance between dealing with old pain and allowing new joy to come in. How do we find the balance between these two things? How do we keep them from basically crashing into one another and keeping us from enjoying the joy or keeping us from healing from the pain? So, October, a rather emotional month, I think. And I'll go back to just remind us that that card for the Archangel was the moon. So all of this could happen because something is revealed to us that we were not aware of. And suddenly we have full awareness. And now we have all of these emotions that we must deal with. November, probably my favorite month of the 4 months. So the first card that we have is Epiphany. This is in traditional tarot, the Hermit. So what do we got? Well, once again, we have Archangel Raziel with the secrets of God, that same archangel that we talked about for the month of September. We have this archangel that is able to help us to understand all this esoteric information, help us to understand the secrets of the universe, etc. So we have Raziel back for a second round. And what cards do we have? Well, we're starting with Queen of Fire. Queen of Fire is this card about this woman that can really do anything. She's brilliant, she's talented, she's independent, and she can be controlling. Um, but the card talks about this: there is nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself. Never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. The need for balance between career and a personal life. So, with the Queen of Fire, we have this whole element of really being able to be successful. We find ourselves in this space of, oh my gosh, I really can do anything under the sun. She's an amazing multitasker. So you may find yourself being able to get a lot of things done that you wouldn't have thought that you would be able to get done all at the same time. Now, that can sound like a lot of work, but it doesn't appear that it feels that way, because the next card that we have is Nine of Earth, otherwise known as Nine of Coins in traditional tarot. And this card reads, enjoying the fruits of your labors, hard work that has led to a luxurious life, buying yourself something special, happily and successfully self-employed, enjoying your solitude. So here we have this lovely woman that is standing out in a garden. There is a falcon on the fence. There are 9 coins behind her. She is dressed in regal, beautiful red clothing, and she is just enjoying life. Above her head are grapes that are growing from vines, and this is basically another basic kind of symbolism for abundance and prosperity. So she's basically sitting here enjoying everything, enjoying her life, enjoying what she has created. I forgot to describe to you Queen of Fire. And Queen of Fire, we have this woman that is also dressed in royal clothing, and she is sitting out on a throne, and she has her cane with the angel wings at the top of it and a beautiful black cat sitting in her lap. So we have this magical ability to get things done, married with being able to enjoy the wonderful things of life because of all the work that we have done. The last card for the month of November is the Star card. Here we have Archangel Jophiel, whose name means the beauty of God. Jophiel is the archangel that talks about being able to help us to stay positive in our lives, keep our thoughts positive so that we can manifest things that we truly want. Here, beautiful Archangel Jophiel is holding 2 urns, and she's pouring that water out onto the ground. Half of the water is hitting into a pond that she has 1 foot in, and it is refilling up the pond. The other one is pouring out onto the ground, creating 5 streams of water that represent the 5 senses. Behind her is a bluebird of happiness, and in the sky are 7 stars. So the star is a card that talks about wishes and dreams come true, successfully completing something. The card reads, have faith, the future is bright, dreams come true, positive changes that bring an end to challenging times, the light at the end of the tunnel. So what do we have here in general? Yeah, maybe we're getting a lot done. Maybe it could possibly feel like a lot of work, but there's a lot of reward in it. And it is leading us towards wishes come true that we want for the future. November to me just feels like a really great month, especially leading up with it with the Epiphany card, AKA the Hermit, that talks about this whole aspect of some things being once again understood by us that we didn't maybe understand before. Finally, for December, we have divine guidance. In traditional tarot, this is the Hierophant, and we have Archangel Sandalphon. The card has an angel that is dressed all in purple, with beautiful symbols along the bottom of his robes that represent many of the major religions of planet Earth. And the card says, the search for meaning in life, considering an alternative approach, surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. December is the month that I like to call the season of light. And so it is very common for us to want to surround ourselves with people that we love, friends or family. But this card also does have this whole element of around it about being able to solve a problem. And the card can talk about, I call these cards like this, a duality card. It can mean that we need to go after a very traditional method of solving our problems, but it can also mean sometimes, nope, that's not going to work. Instead, what we need is a way for us to be able to go to get out of the box and try things in a new way. How do you know which one? You try one or the other. If it isn't working for you, try the other way. So our cards for the month of December, we have two of Earth. And here we have a man that is in pretty precarious situation. He is basically standing on a tightrope on a ship in choppy waters while he juggles a couple of coins and a couple of clocks. That's pretty precarious. He has on his tunic an infinity symbol on the front of it. This card says, working too hard or multiple jobs, the need to bring balance, there's that word again, and fun into your life, juggling multiple priorities, balancing the budget. So December is a month where balancing the budget can come into play, especially if we allow ourselves to kind of get out of control. So there's that. But I feel like this is more about December being just sort of crazy of us trying to juggle all the things that we are trying to get together. I've had it in my head to try to have a super peaceful December, and I've done everything I know to do to try to set that up, but maybe I was still not successful. I don't know. I guess we'll see. The next card is Queen of Water. Queen of Water. Queen of Water is loving, compassionate, psychic, but self-sacrificing in a way that she shouldn't be. This card talks about deep psychic insights, caring for others, but forgetting to take care of yourself, trusting your intuition, a deep love of family and friends, and following your heart. So here we have this beautiful queen that is sitting on a throne. The back legs of her throne are on the beach, and the front legs of the throne are in the water, as are her feet. She is holding in her hands a giant cup that has a mermaid on top of it, and beside her is a box laying on the ground. Now, we don't know what's inside the box, and we don't know what's inside the cup, but what we do know is that she's psychic, and she has her secrets, and she knows exactly what is inside those things. The Queen of Water very much talks about taking care of other people, perhaps to an extreme, and that can happen during the holidays as well. So it is sort of a warning to say you can outpour from an empty vessel. So it's very important for you to find a way to not just take care of everybody else, but to also take care of yourself. It's very important to have that kind of balance. And since we started with this with Two of Fire, or sorry, Two of Earth, which can be a card that talks about working too much and too many jobs. And here we have this Queen of Water taking care of everybody else. Maybe one of those jobs that the Two of Earth is living around right now is taking care of everybody else. Finally, we have the Eight of Earth, otherwise known as Eight of Coins. This card reads, learning all you can about a subject or career, going back to school, taking a seminar or finding a mentor, attraction to details, skilled work that you love. Now, in this card, we have this lovely young lady who is clearly learning a skill. She is the apprentice, and standing across from her is a young man who has money in his hands that he is willing to give her because he wants to buy her one of her beautiful, lovely pieces of art. So this card does represent being the apprentice, learning to be the best at what you do, and being well paid for it, being in this place where it's like, if I work hard and I master my skill set, then I can be a success. And so these cards together warn us about overdoing it, about taking care of too many other people, and yet about the beauty of being able to create something for somebody else in a creative and wonderful kind of way. So let's just recap here for just a second. So what did we have? Well, we had September. There's a lot of passion in those cards, a need to stay very focused on what is in your best interest and look to the long term while also staying in the present to enjoy the present. For October, we have the Moon card with Haniel. We need balance between our sorrow and our hopes, being able to be in a balanced place so that we can heal our sadness from the past and enjoy the beauty that is coming into our lives in equal measure. For November, we have the story of the queen that can do anything, and rightly so, but doesn't seem to be too worse the wear for having done it, because she's got 9 of coins with her, telling her to enjoy she's enjoying what she's creating, she's enjoying what's coming out of it. And we have the Star card to say there's more of that to come. And finally, in December, once again, we have the guy that's working too hard and juggling too many priorities, the queen that just wants to take care of everybody, and the deep desire to be able to create something wonderful that can be shared with others. Again, all of these cards, I feel like, have this whole running theme from September through December about the whole element of really coming into awareness about a lot of things that maybe we did not know about before. I wanted to point out to you guys that I have a new deck coming out, sort of. So many of you love my Angel Answer Oracle cards. They are one of my best-selling Oracle card decks. People around the world love them. Well, Hay House has decided to come out with what they are calling the Pocket Edition of Angel Answer Oracle cards. It is a mini deck so that you can carry it around easily in your pocket or in your purse. It's about half the size of a regular deck, but with all of the power and all of the features that you've come to love from Angel Answer Oracle cards. This is coming out any day now on Amazon.com, so check it out. It is a wonderful deck. Again, it's Angel Answers Oracle Cards Pocket Edition that is coming out very, very soon and is available for pre-order right now. So if you love this deck and you want a small version to carry around in your pocket, here it is. Okay, guys, that is it for the Angel Tarot Show. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will see you again next week, and hopefully I will sound less like a frog.